Wow, Salah, it's not looking good, bro. Hi guys, Alex here. Welcome back to another episode of Shook Unscripted, and I am super excited. Today, we're going to be talking about a brand new live stream called It's Over, and then we're going to take a look at this new article that has been going around the community. There's like a piece of dust or something. Anyways, this article talks about a situation going on in Kuwait that is just so similar to what we have seen from Salah and Murad and their business. All the puzzle pieces seem to be coming together. And of course, as usual, it doesn't look good for Chantal or anyone involved. All that and more coming up on today's video. Let's just get right into it. I mean, shallowly. So I wanted to start off by talking about this live stream that's going on right now. It is actually called It's Over. And for the thumbnail, she has like a picture of kind of her boxes piling up at the villa. No more box mountain. No, it's time to get these boxes out of the way. I'm assuming that most of them are for Pete's because she is planning on just having people come over and get her things. She talked about how her bed is already claimed. A lot of her larger furniture is already claimed and it's going to someone in need, according to her. I mean, she said that this person messaged her saying that they lost everything in a fire. So this is actually the one positive thing that I see coming out of any of this. So why not share it? We're always so negative. It's nice that that woman can get some furniture, right? Why not? She talks about how people are saying like, what is Salah doing when she's not around? And she says that he's only working on his business, right? We know all about the business now, don't we? Playing video games and just hanging out with Murad. He's not seeing any women, you guys. And she likens that to in the Kuwaiti culture, men and women just do not associate platonically unless it is with their husbands around, I guess. People keep thinking that she was with Nader. So that was one of the big dramas over the weekend. There was this clip that went around of someone behind the camera, heavy breathing. There was some man with Nader. Who knows? They were behind the camera. Do I think that she's sneaking around with Nader? I would have to say probably not. But what do I know? She says that people are stuck in the past, but like she did that for 2 years, right? Whenever she went away and was only writing on her community tab, remember when she would hide that from everyone that she was going over to Nader, she would always go off on her community tab and everyone knew exactly where she was. So nowadays, she was doing this like 6 months ago. It wasn't that long ago. So people are still expecting her to be with Nader whenever she logs off, but she is insistent that she was not with Nader and that she has a lot to attend to. I just think that she's probably laying around. Maybe she did some schmedibles. I just can't say. That's all alleged. What do I know? But every single time she did that in the past, that's where she was. So people are just used to her being over there and lying about it. She gaslit and lied to the audience for 2 years about not being with him. And then every single time she broke and told everyone that's where she actually was. So I don't blame anyone for thinking that. And Chantal insists that people at this point wish that she was with Nader, right? Because it would just be this big drama. Oh, she's over there with Nader again. I don't know if people wish she was with Nader. People do like the drama. But remember when she was with Nader, people were begging her to not be with him. So I don't think that people are wishing she is with Nader because we don't really want any more Nader, right? I've had enough. She doesn't wish Nader's abuse on anyone, even quote doo-doo. She called her doo-doo when talking about this serious topic, but that's about what you would expect. So it is over, right? I guess that was the title of the video. You could take it a couple of different ways, maybe her not being with Nader or her leaving the villa, as we said on last night's live stream. Check that out, by the way. We discussed how she is leaving the villa. This is the last week in the villa, and it's really just coming to a close this past, it's gonna be like 3 years. Yeah, so she moved over there in January 2020. It is now February 23. Of course, before that, for us Chantologists, in 2019, she was living in an apartment with BB, and then she moved out with Pete after she broke up with her ex-boyfriend, of course, BB. So I think a lot of people jumped on the Chantal train of like watching her towards that tail end of her relationship with BB. There was a lot of drama surrounding Amber Lynn. Most of the drama was focused on Amber Lynn, and she was kind of the quote star of the community, versus now like Amber has kind of taken a back seat to Chantal's antics. So during this live stream, Foodie actually spends a lot of time raging at FFG, talking about her boyfriend, if he exists, if he doesn't. Chantal is skeptical about whether FFG's boyfriend is a real person or just something she made up in her head. But by talking about her being with Natter, people are re-triggering what happened to her in the situation with Natter, and we should not do that. We should be better people, she says. I just can't listen to her and take her seriously when she's telling us to be better people. It's just like, give me a break. She just kind of sees like the whole community as like FFG blinders. So someone in the side chat really triggers Chantal by telling her that people are going to decide moving forward if they're going to stay VIBs or stay watching her based on what happens on the 22nd of February, which is coming up in just 2 days. That'll be Wednesday, right? And what is happening on the 22nd? She is taking BBJ to the vet. So this really, really triggers her and thus begins a rage, really. I don't know what else to call it. Maybe like more of a mini rage, but still definitely a rage. And she is trying so hard to justify putting down this cat. She starts bringing up FFG's animals and says, if you're going to come at me for putting down my cat, then go after FFG for putting down her dogs. So I don't really know like too much about that situation with FFG's dogs and that. I think the way people are looking at this is when they watched FFG, they could tell that she was genuinely hurt about this situation. When you watch Chantal, she's just nasty. And to be honest, it sounds like she wants that cat to be put down. Like she is coming up with like new health problems that we haven't heard of until today.
What's happening on the 22nd? I don't understand. Is there like some kind of like major event? BBJ's vet visit? So people are waiting to see if I euthanize my cat, which is none of their business. Like, are you serious? Didn't FFG euthanize her dog? I'm bringing her. Oh, I'll recover. Don't worry.
You're a monster.
I'm bringing my cat to the vet. And if the vet tells me she should be put down, I'm going to euthanize my cat. And there's nothing, like there should be no qualms about it. It's a thing. Why are you villainizing? So why is she not getting the same energy that I get with my cat?
So now Chantal has decided that she is just not going to tell us what happens with BBJ, whether you are a VIB, whether you are a Girl World participant or whatever you want to say. Everybody really wants to know what's going to happen. There has been many people coming forward saying that they would take care of that cat. People asking when they come to the open house if they can take the cat along with them. Like, is she up for grabs? This whole situation, Chantal continues to make it worse. Just hearing her talk about her cat that way, it didn't do anything for her case. If anything, it made her look worse. And she says that behind the scenes, she is going to be grieving. And I just don't see any empathy from her. It just seems like she wants to get rid of this cat and go about her business traveling with Salah, if that even pans out. Right? Because this relationship, I mean, they broke up a couple weeks ago for like a day. This relationship is not the strongest thing I have seen. It seems like they are still on pretty shaky ground, and just everything that is coming out with the business. Is he genuine about this marriage? I would say probably not. Chantal gets upset because people continue to bring up the Cuba rage and that we are all living in the past. But to be honest, I know on my videos, we're talking about something that happened today or the day before, or maybe like 2 days ago. I'm not really talking about Cuba rage much anymore. Yeah, we joke and we laugh about it, but whatever. I mean, we have moved on from the Cuba rage, and now we're criticizing what she's doing today. And it's still pretty bad. Maybe it's not as bad, but it's still pretty bad. Chantal says that she is easy to get along with in real life. The only place where she has problems is the internet, which I thought was pretty funny because it's like everybody that we have seen her come into contact with IRL, she seems to have a problem with them. Of course, Mr. Shabib, her ex-friend Shannon, Roman L. Roman. I guess Roman, like that was like kind of online, but they knew each other from real life, right? She met Roman IRL, Natter, but every single person we have seen her come into contact with, she has an issue with. So is she really that agreeable in person? It's just online. And then she talks about how when she's upset, she'll go to TikTok and watch other Muslim revert women, specifically people from, Canada or the US, people that she can relate to who have reverted to Islam. And she pretty much says that it's always the fat phobia, the fact that Salah only wants her for money and citizenship. I mean, people think that he only wants her for money and citizenship, and that is only because of fat phobia, right? Wrong. We have seen so many red flags, which brings us to our next topic. On last night's live stream, we talked about this new video from Bubble Tea. We didn't watch it, but I watched it and I told you guys that I would give you my opinion on the next video. So I did want to talk about this article that Miss Bubble Tea actually shared in her video. And it is just so wild how everything lines up. So again, on last night's live stream, we talked about the miser marriage and how that sounded so perfect. Like the definition fit exactly what they were trying to do. They wanted to live together. They wanted to get around these rules, these laws. There's all these boundaries put in place and they wanted to kind of skirt around that. And the miser marriage was just absolutely perfect for them to do that. But let's take a look at this news article. It's from the Kuwait Times. This article is by Nawara Fatahova, and it says, "Scammers target perfume buyers using name of local shops." So if you guys watched one of my videos, we talked about Bubble Tea's previous video where she says that there is this perfume company called Dar Al Tib, which is a reputable company that has storefronts, that has a history in the perfume business. People are going to trust this company. And Murad and Salah used the name Tib Al Dar. It's just the other company spelled backwards. So that sounds exactly what they're doing, using a reputable business's name or a similar sounding name to kind of piggyback on their reputation. Continuing. Scammers work through a variety of means to make their money off of unsuspecting victims, from emails to telephone calls to WhatsApp messages. Remember, their company specifically uses WhatsApp. It is true, there are reputable businesses on WhatsApp. So I'm not saying that's a red flag, but in the States, a lot of scamming is done on WhatsApp too. In the Gulf, which would be where Kuwait is, we suffer a lot from scammers, both based in region and ones working in neighboring states. So they'd be talking about other countries around Kuwait, right? A new scam in Kuwait is targeting women via telephone calls. Sellers of counterfeit perfumes are making cold calls to local numbers, then pretending to be from well-known local perfume shops like Dar Al Tib. They offer promotional rates on luxury brand perfumes and free delivery to your home. Sam is one of those who bought these perfumes, as the caller convinced her she can exchange any of the perfumes that she didn't like at the local store. When I received the phone call, I was doubtful about the genuineness of these perfumes, but when the caller assured me that I can exchange them at the well-known store, I trusted him, as I didn't imagine he could be lying. After telling her friend about the promotion, her friend said that this was probably a scam, as the popular store doesn't have a delivery service and they don't have those promotions because it's already frequented by customers, so they don't really have to have those promotions to get the people in the door. When Sam contacted the reputable store, they told her that she wasn't the only one that was targeted and that other people had the same complaints, that these people that were calling with these promotions were not affiliated with the legit perfume companies. So the article continues by going on and saying that the reputable store has filed complaints with the police because it is kind of sullying their name, right? And this just struck me, like, it fits so well, but I do have to say, allegedly, now I don't know if they are running some sort of operation. It doesn't look legit. The perfume, the bottles that they sell, they have that in the Target dollar spot. I swear to God. Also, you guys remember when Chantal initially first met Salah right before she was planning on going to Kuwait for round one? She talked about how she had this new source of income, but she was going to remain hush hush with it. People are still speculating about the 9,000 Canadian dollars. What is that in USD? Okay, so just to put it into perspective for Americans, that is $6,690, right? With the 9,000 Canadian. So if she did give him that, I mean, that is quite the lump sum. I will go ahead and link Bubble Tea's whole video down below. We did hear from Mr. Shabib in the beginning that yes, his plan was to get to Canada. And I just wonder, like, Chantal herself, does she know what she's getting herself into? Like, is there an issue here? Has she seen behind the scenes this perfume business? She claims that Salah is always like doing his work, doing his business. And when she was at the apartment in Kuwait, he was telling her that he was out doing business, whatever that may be. That is so like vague. It just reminds me of like on TV shows, oh yeah, my husband's just doing business and then, you know, he's with another woman or something. There was the picture. We know that he is willing to be with women outside of wedlock. So it's not like he hasn't done it before. I don't really care. I think cheating's wrong, but sleep with who you want to, right? Oh, and we have another piece of drama. I can't believe I missed this, but this comes in from S Jam. Many of you may know him from my video called The Male Foodie Beauty. And just on last night's live stream, we were wondering where they stand. Is Foodie Beauty and SGM friends? Because it seems like they are hot and cold. Sometimes they like each other, sometimes they don't. Well, at this moment, Chantal got really upset and told him off. She told him to stop virtue signaling, which I don't really see how that correlates to this post in particular. This is what SGM said that got Foodie upset. So they are not on good terms right now. And I have to say, good for SGM. He says, throwing your pets away for someone a fraction of your age across the world is disgusting. I lost every piece of respect I ever had for you. Karma is a and she's a coming, sis. Reap what you sow. I did see that from the Piggy Channel's new video. So if you want to see her rage, check that out. At this time, Chantal came on to tell us off. She is so proud of her man. She was eating fast food and started up a live stream. It seemed almost a little bit dangerous, but she's having a little appetizer of fast food before she meets up with her family to get dinner. But she just wanted to say that she's so happy to be with Salah. Oh, you can see right through it. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thanks for coming out, and I will, of course, catch you guys in the next one. See ya.